this is my old drawing of wizkid. I made it like 2 years ago, right? And that should be 2021 or so. So I decided to transform this drawing into a hyper-realism or realism art. Okay, let's see how it goes. You can improve your skill through this technique if you watch closely on what I'm doing. I'm using only a simple technique for this transformation. I'm using just hatching and cross hatching, that's creating straight lines then cross hatching it. So first I'm doing my layers and I'm using hatching and cross hatching throughout in this drawing. There is no single scribbling here. It is only at the hair that I added scribbling. So in this part I do the layering first, then after the layering you also cross out the layering, just that it will be light when you start creating it. Make sure you cross hatch very well. Layering is like a guide on how you started the drawing. Then you do the normal hatching and cross hatching on top of the layering, making it more darker and more hyper realistic. That's how you do for realism drawing. Don't go straight in shading realism. Always start with your layers, creating those light lines or those light side face, then proceed to the main drawing. If you know other techniques or you don't really know or understand other techniques, what at the end of this video I'll tell you what to do and how you will use other techniques for shading. So watch and learn. Don't just watch how the drawing looks, also watch and learn how I did the drawing so that you apply same method in your drawing, probably transform your old drawing or make your new drawings more better and more beautiful. So back to the transformation, you shade the drawing till you get satisfied. That's when you stop shading till you get satisfied with the texture. It's so bad that I didn't get the picture for this drawing, so I'm really drawing everything from my head. So I think it goes well, sha. At this stage I try to be more creative, try to recover or remember how the picture really looks, but I really can't. I did it the way it appeared to me that it looks that time that I did the drawing. I lost the picture. It's been long, 2 years ago. I've changed the phone, I lost the picture. I'm not with it again. So let's see how it goes, sha. I know some people will ask about the paper and the tools that I use for this drawing. This is an old drawing. It's not really a rough paper. It is a carbon white paper, normal carbon paper that we all buy when we was in school. Those type of carbon paper, the normal carbon paper, the white one. I'm just transforming by the drawing, so I'm not drawing it in another paper. It is in the old paper. If you look at the drawing, where you will see that it's an old paper that I'm using. So this is a white carbon paper. That is what I want trying to explain to you. Rough paper doesn't mean that the work will look hyper realistic. You need more skills. Rough paper just helps you to fasten the thing and makes it look more beautiful. But if you don't have that skills, if you don't have that knowledge, even if you have the best papers and the best tools for drawing, you will still draw nonsense. So calm down and learn from this channel. Okay, like this video and turn on notification for this channel. More videos will be uploaded very soon, art lovers and for art tutorials. Now creating this drawing took me about 10 hours, although I was really fast, approximately 10 hours complete. I was really fast because I want to start up another thing, so I made the drawing fast. It took 10 hours and I went through pen. It's not that they finished, but at the process one got blunt, so I have to use another one. And the pen that I use for the drawing is big pen. I can use any other blue pen, but I prefer to use big pen. You can use it to achieve hyper-realism in your drawings, or you can get a beautiful look with the pen. You can also get a beautiful look with any other pen, but the ones that I use for this drawing is the big pen. This technique is simple and it helps. If you want to make hyper-realism drawing and you get confused, one thing you need to know is hatching and cross-hatching will help you find, and you need to also learn how to go dark in your drawings. Making lighter ones will not make the work look hyper-realistic. That's the mistake that I made the first time I made this drawing of wizkid. So this drawing was very light, that's why it don't really look like him. And after I added the thickness and the shadings I added later on, it looks like him. So the mistake is not really about the pen or the tools you are using for shading. You can get a more polyprofessional tools for drawing and you still get a less look, not what you expected, right? You still get something that you don't want to get. Your drawing will now still be bad. So the main thing you need to focus on is that the skills, the practice, the much effort you add to the drawing to make it look hyper realistic. So you need to concentrate on that first, then you can proceed and getting more professional tools for your drawing. Actually, this is another proof that tells you that you don't get hyper-realism in your drawing by only scribbling, because I've seen tutorials about that. I'll say that to get this hyper-realism you need scribbling, all those stuff. Scribbling will bring out skin textures and skin pores in the drawing, that's true. But if you just want to make the work hyper-realistic, you want to make it realism to look like the person, or you are rushing for the work, you better use hatching and cross-hatching as the shading technique, and simple as that. You'll be fast and all those stuff, you are done with the drawing. So hatching and cross hatching really helps, especially beginner artists. If you're a beginner artist finding it difficult to do other techniques for drawing, the dot drawing, the scribbling to scribbling, the same method, I've done lots of video about the techniques for drawing, you can go watch it. So if you are finding it difficult to do those ones, you try this one and see if it works for you. If this one works for you, then you proceed in doing this, and then you get better in your artwork, start doing professional works and getting hyper realism looks in your drawing. And something I learned when I'm making this drawing and I want to share it with you guys is really simple. And what did I learn? I learned that going darker in a drawing is not really a bad idea. Beginners artists find this very difficult. In most of my drawing when I was starting, I was afraid of going dark, and that have cost me a lot. I've made some words look very ugly and not realistic. So going dark in a drawing is not kind of, don't be scared of it, it's fun. This drawing is only beautiful if I go dark in a drawing. If I was looking at the skin texture of the person I drew and imagine it that way, I will not get this look in the drawing. Now watch and read the drawing and tell me how it looks. If you also have questions or anything you want to tell me about any tutorial you want me to do for you, you can also drop it in the comment section. Make sure you like this video. There's one secret that pro artists do, and I'll share it with you guys in this video. It is what practice, and don't just practice. As you practice, you learn. In every of my drawing, I always find joy doing it, and I learn a lot. So now look how the drawing looks and tell me how realistic it looks. Is better than the former one, right? The former look of the drawing is better and is more beautiful now. It's now presentable because I shaded darkly and I got the hyper realistic. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more tutorials.